Hello my dear friends, back again, this time with a new video. And what I'm trying to cover up in this video is about the GTO technique. The basic science and the philosophy behind this GTO technique so that you can understand and perform better in the GTO technique. So GTO, as you all know, is one of the important elements in the whole SSB process and very unique to the selection system. Psych and interview are being adopted by various areas in the corporate world and in other areas, even in a college or for higher studies. However, the GTO technique is very unique to the defense organization. And why this has been done obviously is because the jobs which will be required out of you in the Army, Navy or the Air Force is very unique. It is much more practical oriented, it is much more physical in nature, and it also involves a lot of physical presence and effort from your side. So with that keeping in mind, this technique was introduced, and this is the third part of the Mansa Vacha Karmana, and this is the Karmana part, which means action. So this GTO happens on the out of the 5 days, it happens on the third day and the fourth day. GTO 1 day and GTO 2 day. Early in the morning it will happen, and then in a rarity it may happen in one single day depending upon the assessor who feels that it should be done in one day. However, in most of the cases it happens on 2 days, GTO 1 day and GTO 2 day. Out of the 9 tasks, generally the first 6 tasks are done on the first day and the remaining 3 tasks are done on the second day. However, there could be a change depending upon the situational requirements and the changes, if any, which is felt appropriate by the assessor. So what are these 9 tasks? If you are not aware, just me give you a quick overview of that. See, there is a group discussion. There are 2 group discussions which happen right at the beginning. Then you have the group planning exercise. The third thing is the PGT or the progressive group task, in which there are 4 in number obstacles, and you have to progressively do it. Then the fourth one is the group obstacle race or the snake race, what we call. The fifth one would be the half group task, in which the group will be divided into 2 and each group will be made to do the same obstacle again, one after the other, without the first one watching it. The next task would be the lecturate, in which 3 minutes on any of the topics out of the 4 given to you on a small card, lecturate card, you have to choose one and speak on it. So that would be about 3 minutes. So this 6 tasks would happen on the first day. Second day, it will start with individual obstacles, 10 in number obstacles in 3 minutes that you will have to do, followed by the command task, where each one of you will be called as commander with 2 helpers whom you can choose. And thereafter, it will be like one of the obstacles of the PGT, and you have to complete it in about 15 minutes, like one of the obstacles. And the last would be the final group task, where again the group will be forming up and doing one number obstacles, like one of the obstacles of the PGT. So this would be the 9 tasks that would be done. So now if you see here, there are basically three different requirements in the GTO tasks, broadly speaking. So one is the content part, very important, content. So content is what? Group discussion 1, group discussion 2, the lecturate. These are the 3 places where directly content is required. So when I talk about content, what all does it comprise? It comprises of the current affairs. It comprises about the geopolitics. It comprises of the developmental issues which are there in the world and in the country. The social aspects, so social issues which are prevalent in the country. It could be the Indian economy, elements involved in the Indian economy. It could be about some defense issues which are there. It could be, so this could be the various issues which could be covered in this group discussion topic. So you should be aware, you should be have the right source of understanding all the aspects of this, and both the group discussions will be covered in this. In this, obviously, you will be made to sit in a circle in the group discussion, and then you will be discussing on one topic. In the first topic, you will be given a choice whether to choose one topic. So I would like to see. So I would like to tell here one thing. See, when the choices are given, pay attention to this topic. Many times, half the candidates are worried about what are the leads which are being given on what I have to talk. So they start coming up with the answers. And when the second topic is being told to you, you are not paying attention. Then there is the second lot of people who, once the first topic is being given, they are not paying attention. Then they realize, oh my God, they were not paying any attention, and then they start paying attention to the second topic. So don't be in any of the categories. Please pay attention to both the topics, and in all probabilities, you should be ready to speak on any of the topics. Okay. So it is not about the difficulty or the easy thing. It is about knowing or more relevant. What is more relevant? That would be the one which would be a deciding factor out here. Though both are relevant, and you should be ready to talk on both of them. So there should be no any specific reason why one should choose one or the other. Both of them would be important enough. Okay. So take a call on that. As a group, you decide on that, and then you speak. So try to be a person who has got knowledge. See, you are understanding what the other person is telling, and thereafter speaking on it. That is very important. And don't try to speak over others. One of the major drawbacks is people don't understand when the GTO is trying to tell you that at any given time, one of you should speak. Because if all of you start speaking simultaneously, no one will be understanding what is being said. So if you can decide prehand that we will give an opportunity to everybody to give their point of view on the topic, I'm sure the SSR will find it quite easy to assess you, and there will be more chance of you to get recommended. So keep that in mind when the content is in the group discussion, when you're discussing the content. And obviously one of the best methods of showcasing your knowledge levels out there is by giving examples. So that is one very nice way to improve your standards. And the second area where the content is being used is obviously the lecturate part. So very directly. So there would be a few topics which again would comprise of the same thing. It could be geopolitics, some knowledge, say some aspects of life, experiential. See, it could be about like personal, this thing about my hobbies or something like that. So whatever topic you pick up, do justice to it. There is no option for you to speak average. You have to choose a topic which you're confident about. You can't bite more than you can chew of taking a difficult topic and not doing justice to it, or taking a very easy topic for no rhyme or and not rising up to the occasion. And the safe bet would be trying to speak good on an average topic. So focus on it. See my video in which I am talking about the talking points, 10 talking points. This in correlation with the content would give you a clear picture as to how you can speak, what you can speak in those 3 minutes in the lecturette or the 20 minutes each in the group discussion. And this is where the content is being seen, clear-cut content in the this. The second aspect of the whole GTO series are the concept things, like the PGT, the half group task, the command task, and the final group task. So if you understand the concept of solving those outdoor tasks, I mean of one of them, so you can solve all of them. So this is one area where the people are doing the mistake is they try to remember the structures in their preparation, or if you're a repeater. See, don't try to remember the structure. That was done there, I will do the same thing here. Try to understand the concept with which you have to solve it, how to make that stable platform on which somebody can walk and get to the other side. That would be the thing. So there are a few concepts that is beyond the scope of this video. So here my more emphasis is on the fact that don't blindly do something by using hit and trial method or using a hook or crook method. Here my advice to you would be, till the time you can't find out a solution or you can't understand the concept with which if somebody walks on the plank or the bully and going to the other side, this platform would be stable. Till the time you can't give by any solution by hit and trial. This is one of the major mistakes which people do. कि सर ऐसे लगा के देख लेते हैं. Let us put it like that and see whether it will work or not. It is equivalent to giving a wrong example in a group discussion topic and they say, I think my example was wrong, I retract my statement and give you a new example. Can you do that in a group discussion? Some logic which you are trying to give. And then once you speak, you realize that no, this logic is not working. I am retracting my logic and then I am giving one more logic. You can't keep doing that. Similarly here, you have to first understand the solution. It is already calculated in your brain. And thereafter, only action you are doing out there. So concentrate on that. Find out your space. Visualize the solution in your mind, the structure in your mind, and thereafter give a solution. The final thing that should be coming out of your mind is, if somebody walks on it without anybody holding it, will this contraption of mine work or not? And then there are a few concepts which I have to know. So in case you want to know in detail what are the concepts, so we will try to make another video out of it, or you contact me directly and then we will be able to interact, because that itself is a huge subject by itself. But it is suffice to say, go behind the concept, go behind visualization in your mind. So very important from the defense point of view, especially in the GTO. See, you guys are able to visualize things in your mind. So how do I relate it to a normal, a pilot in the air is able to visualize his position in space. Situational awareness, what we call. Or in a ship or a submarine, a person is able to visualize his position in the sea or underwater. Or a infantry soldier when he's on a patrol and he's climbing mountains and rivers and ditches and going through a forest and on a patrol, he's able to visualize his position in the overall scheme of things. See, till the time you can't do that, it would be very difficult to have a successful operations. Similarly here, till the time you are not able to visualize things, that is time, space, distance, depth, all these things, measurements, it becomes very difficult to solve. Thereafter, you will have to physically try it and see whether the solution is workable or not. And that is where the whole problem lies. Too much of trying and seeing. Try to avoid that and come up with a solution before you start trying it. My advice to you that way. So the second thing is, from content, we have shifted to concept. And the third thing which is there is the physical fitness levels. That is another area. So this is the only task where we see your physical fitness levels. So try to solve the improve your physical fitness by running, having a routine, running, push-ups, pull-ups, skipping, swimming, cycling, long distance running, crunches, creeps, lunges, star jumps. So we would like you to focus on all these things, have a fair enough standard, anywhere between 3 kilometers to 5 kilometers in a day if you can run, and about 8 kilometers a day in a week if you can run, and do about 20 to 30 push-ups without any fatigue, or about 40 push-ups, then that would be considered a good enough physical fitness levels, and improve on your upper body strength. That is one area where people go weak, especially the women candidates. The upper body strength is a very critical element into your success, because right from picking up a bully or walking on a bully, or picking up a plank or walking on the plank in the PGT, to doing your GOR, the snake race, and the individual obstacles thereafter, say, will involve some physical effort. It should not happen that you don't have the strength itself to pick up a plank and 2 to 3 people are picking up a plank, or you can't sustain a PGT of 4 tasks. By the end of PGT 4, you're all tired. So there are 4 important aspects that you should be concerned on in your physical fitness levels. One is the strength, one is the stamina, one is the agility, and one is the body limb coordination. So do exercises, go to a gym, a cross-functional gym, or a cross-fitness regime that you follow, or a functional routine that you follow. It could be some weights that you do to improve your strength, or some flexibility exercises. Yoga would be a very good thing for flexibility, body limb coordination. So when you're walking on the PGT in a plank, see, you're not saying, so I can't walk on this plank. It is too damn risky. So what are you coming here in the defense for if it is risky? You have to be able to adjust. So that is one area where you should all focus on: physical fitness, upper body strength. So now these are the three different aspects in which you have to work in the GTO. And now if you see here, so where do you see physical standard actually? Directly we see in the snake race and in the individual obstacles. But indirectly we see it in the PGT also, in the half group task also, in the command task also, in the final group task also. Okay, so work on that. So now if you see, we have covered all the tasks except for one, which is the group planning exercise. So group planning exercise involves all the three. See, it involves some content, experiential content. Okay, if you've handled those situations, it's so easy for you to react. In fact, I would like to give you an example. There was this student of mine who was there in the class, and during the group planning exercise, when we were discussing the concepts, so he was asking, sir, ऐसा कहाँ मिलता है? ऐसा तो होता ही नहीं कहीं. So he said, नहीं होता है. Then you can, don't worry, the experience is there. If you, so I was trying to explain. So he said, okay, sir. Then after a month, he finished the course, and then after 1 month, he was doing a refresher course. And he told me between this 1 month, he went to a trip to Ladakh in a car with some friends in a bike. Because sir, whatever SRTs and whatever situations we got in the SSB or in the SRT, see, all the things happened to him in that trip itself, one trip. So these things do happen. If you have the experience, you will be able to handle these kind of situations. So experience is one important thing. Content is important, where you know the situations that are coming in, what all happens out there. Physical fitness levels are required because all these are somewhat risk-taking situations which are given to you out there. So you should be physically fit to handle those situations. Otherwise, how do you do it? And third, obviously, there is some concept in planning. See, planning is a concept-driven thing. You plan in your mind. There's a concept behind which how best you can plan. And that is what is being converted into action. So therefore, all the three elements of the requirements of a GTO is being covered in the group planning exercise. So that is how you should look at the GTO task. So my suggestion would be there a few things that you please work out one day before with your friends as to how you're going to do about it, because a team has been formed. So if you function as a team, you are focusing on the goal of each task rather than just showcasing yourself out there that I have come here to get recommended, rather than thinking how best to do the task, then obviously there is a problem. The moment you shift your focus from I have come to show myself here to start thinking as to we all have to do the task in a much more efficient manner, when the attitude shifts from this side to that side, things starts happening. And that is the personality which an effective leader should have. Lead by example would be a very good. Active listening to the other person is a very important aspect in the whole GTO task. In fact, it is important even in the interview, where you are listening to the interviewing officer, what question is he asking. Similarly here, what the other person is telling in the group, what the GTO is trying to ask, is he trying to give me a hint? Can we use what he is saying to improve our solutions? Or what is he asking? What is the group discussion topic on which we have to talk? Many times, so many students give, so let's stick to the topic, because there's a digression in the way you're speaking. You're not sticking to the topic which is given to you. Even in the lecturate, the topic is something else. But however, you're talking something else. Like for example, very easy example I'll give you. The topic is nuclear deterrence. in which you have to speak on nuclear deterrence. However, you are speaking on nuclear energy. There are two different concepts altogether. What is India's nuclear deterrence? What is nuclear energy policy of India? What is the nuclear deterrence policy of India? So somewhere the topic shifts. So you have to stick to what is being asked out of you, what is required out of you. Understanding the instructions in the GTO is very, very important. So many candidates, are mind is somewhere else and they don't understand the rules that has to be followed, the framework in which you have to operate all the 9 tasks, what is the group discussion lead which is coming, what is the requirements of the group planning exercise, what was the story they forget. They're not paying attention to the features which are being discussed in the group planning, or in the PGT they are not observant enough. See, they're just superficially looking at a structure without zooming in and zooming out. Very important aspect. Zooming in and zooming out in the interview to try to understand the solution by going closer and going further. Then only you will have the overview of what is to be solved. So these are a few aspects that you have to keep in mind when you are doing the GTO tasks. And these are the 3 major areas where you should focus on for preparation of your SSB. Don't go behind structures, go behind concepts. Improve your content. Don't be takriban theek out here when the statistics or when the data or the examples or your viewpoint which is coming up. See, be clear about it by clarity of thought so that you can perform better. So this is what I had to say regarding the GTO task. I hope it has been useful. Happy hunting in the GTO task, and thank you very much for your being in the video right till the end. Do press the subscribe button and give it a like in case you feel it good enough, so it helps in motivating people like us to give you more better content and make you understand the whole SSB process as far as personality development is concerned. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.